my fourth slot on my toolbar. But yeah, like, Want You to Want Me is a very old classic rock song. And I grew up listening to that kind of music. And it's nice music. I don't really like country music because country music reminds me of growing up, and I did not have fun growing up, so I don't like country music. Growing up for me was torture. Like, my dad was great. My mom, not so much. A lot of people think that it's like blasphemous to say bad things about your mother. It's like, well, if your mother is doing bad things, then tell your mother that they're doing bad things. Otherwise, how will they know? And of course, since I'm my mother's child, she wouldn't really be capable of telling me, well, who are you to judge me? It's like, well, I'm your child. You know? Who am I to judge you as a mother? Well, I'm your child. I'm the one that you were raising, and I'm here to tell you whether or not you did a good job. And they're just like, oh, right, there is that. It's like, yeah, you can't really defend yourself from someone who you supposedly raised. And they were like, well, okay, what do you expect from me? Like, they were not expecting me to actually go through with it and actually say it. They were expecting me to to cower and what's known as chicken out. Like, they had heard that I wanted to say that to them, and they were like, oh, okay. I mean, who's he to tell me how well I raised my children? And it's like, well, in case you forgot, he is one of your children. So if you raised him wrong, he will tell you, apparently. And the main reason that my dad thinks my mom didn't like me is because I reminded her too much of how my dad behaved. Which is a very straightforward and direct method. And, like, that's fine. You know, if you don't like me being direct and honest, then if you can't handle honesty, then you really shouldn't be parenting. Because if you're trying to be a parent and you're not honest, then you're not a parent. And that's not to say you're not like, what's the definition? Hold on, I gotta look up the definition of a word that I just realized I was accidentally saying. Okay. Peel, Apex, where is it? Well, this is awkward. My little dictionary that I have next to my bed here. In case you wondered where I work. My little dictionary here is not listing a parent. Yeah, like, apparently there's a few different words that can be crafted out of phrases. If you are not honest, if you're not honest, then you will not make a good parent. Because you want to be building your relationship with your child using honesty, and you want to be capable of teaching your child truth, and you want to be explaining to your child what everything is. Of course, that one's very important. You always want to explain what things are. Again, questions. And there's also patterns such as, for example, name groups, you know, like Steven Universe, Bugs Bunny. If your understanding of a name group is incorrect, you can actually end up naming things on accident wrongly. And of course, that would be bad. For example, the Chinese or Japanese, I forget which culture, possibly both, name their people first name last, last name first. So Lucy Liu, for example, a wonderful actress who is very skilled and talented, and even, I think, had her own television series at one point. Lucy Liu would be translated in other countries sometimes as Lou Lucy, which you would, of course, recognize the moment they said it. You probably wouldn't recognize the name approaching if you don't speak the language natively, because you would not know that they're introducing a person. However, you probably would recognize the name once you remembered that they say it backwards, and you would be like, oh, Lou Lucy, that's Lucy Liu. I know that person. They're a great actor, you know? And, oh my, another pickaxe. Good thing I made 3. I'm, of course, a fan of Lucy Liu's work. There are many great actresses and actors from all over the world, really, and they're capable of demonstrating and a wide array of emotions on cue, on command. Sometimes it might take a few tries, but that's why you record it in advance and why you make sure to be careful with the recording, because you of course want to make sure that the recording is of quality content. Okay. And I'm just gonna meander back up the cliffside anyways. I want this one. This is the one that goes all the way up. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Suppose I could actually level off this part as well. I really should. How long have I been recording? Oh my. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah. I should probably actually be saying, welcome back to my next video, because I record these lately in 2-hour clips, and I release the videos in what, for me, is the afternoon time frame. So I release my first video, which would be the 23rd video in the series so far. I will be releasing that one at what was it? Random car alarm in the background. That's abnormal. So I will be releasing the first video, which would be, in this instance, episode 23. Or no, would it be 22? Whichever episode just ended for the viewers. That episode will be released at 9 today, I believe. Or no, not today. I'm recording the videos for the 11th, I think, and it's currently the 9th. So in 2 days. I'm recording 2 days in advance. This allows me to have a regular upload schedule, in case you're wondering why I'm recording in advance. I want to have a regular upload schedule so that YouTube algorithms can actually set aside time for my videos to be watched. Because I want my videos to receive a standard population. I want my videos to have a regular viewer population. I don't want my videos to just be posted whenever they're posted, because that's not a very reliable resource as far as the YouTube algorithms are concerned. So I do scheduled publishing, scheduled release dates, as opposed to a random release time, because the schedule allows me to hit a specific demographic as my targeted audience, and that's a good thing. Also, where's the part where I cleared out earlier? Is it over here? No? It was somewhere. Oh, right, it was over here, wasn't it? No? Somewhere around here was a dirt block that I took out that had multiple torches on it. Was it over here? I think it was over here. Looks like it was over here because this block's missing a torch. Oops. Oops. Yeah, I'll leave that there because I do have a tendency to just fall into places like that. So yeah, I want YouTube to be capable of setting aside a specific time frame for my audience, and I want my audience to be capable of noticing that there is a regular scheduling pattern. I am aware that my videos are a bit of a long-form content, and I want my audience to be capable of scheduling around that. So I set up a specific pattern for releasing my content, and YouTube is still figuring it out. However, I do believe it is getting more reliable as I'm starting to get viewers. So do make sure that you share my videos with your friends. Feel free to share it on social media or what have you. Try not to download and re-upload the videos, please. Copyrighted material, Creative Commons, blah, blah, blah. It's part of the standard YouTube license. The standard YouTube license is a little bit more restricted. However, technically this is a Creative Commons video. Therefore, the copyright would technically fall to both myself and Mojang AB Studios. And Mojang AB, of course, being a wonderful company of programmers who are capable of doing some surprising things with Java updates, and sometimes are also capable of performing nice things in the C# language, I believe it was. I'm pretty sure Bedrock Edition is built in the C# language. So yeah, I've tried learning C# language before, the programming language. It's a very difficult language. If you can learn C#, you should, because C# does have a lot of good uses. C# is it's a good machine learning language. And of course, describing what it means to be a machine learning language is, of course, not a simple task. However, the simple way of saying it is C# is good for being able to tell a machine how to properly behave itself. That being said, if not properly instructed, then the whole point is kind of self-defeating. Because there's good instructions and there's bad instructions, and if you're not paying attention to who's giving the instruction, then you might end up with bad instructions, at which point you then end up finding yourself in a very odd situation where you need instruction, but because you were following the wrong instructions, you're not getting the instructions that you need. So you really need to be careful what you're thinking is an instruction, because not everything is going to be instructions. Not everything is going to have instructions. There will be plenty of times where you want instructions and there won't be any instructions. There just won't be any. And if there aren't any, then it is better to simply say, I can't find any instructions for this. Because, you want to not be wasting your efforts trying to find something that just doesn't exist. If you are wasting your efforts trying to find something that doesn't exist, then you're going to find yourself spending a lot of time trying to fix something that isn't broken. And that's just awkward when that happens, because if you're trying to fix something that isn't broken, well, it's not broken. Why are you trying to fix it? It raises a rather terrifying sequence of questions. And not everyone would be comfortable answering those questions, myself included. If I ever found myself in that situation, I would not feel comfortable answering those questions. However, I probably would try to answer the questions, simply because if I don't, well, someone's going to answer them, and I want to make sure the information's accurate. So if someone's going to answer the questions anyways, I might as well offer my information that I've gathered about the topic in order to make sure that their information is accurate. Because if I don't, someone will. I believe I'm going to need like 2 pickaxes. I should throw those in there. And then, there we go. as this all gets flattened out, this will become a lot more simple for how to light it up. I just need to push the hill back far enough that I'm capable of well, flattening out everything, basically. The part that I don't trust is specifically the part where it's making use of the hillside in order to avoid the light levels properly. If I clear out, for example, this line, I'll be able to recover a lot of torches. So I'm going to clear out this line. Oops, I didn't mean to clear that out. So I'm going to clear out this line, and then I shall be capable of placing down the torches accordingly, and the torches will be capable of being repurposed into a better form. Or a better layout, I should say. Better form sounds like they're altering shape, but they're not. So yeah, I'll be able to use a better layout for my torches when I am done digging all of this hillside out. Like I said, I will probably get a lot of torches back. For example, that last torch that I picked up, I got to hold on to that one because that was one of the torches that I got to recover. And for the most part, I'm visually counting the diagonal of 2 because it's a Euclidean layout. It's a diagonal layout. So it generates this nice effect as opposed to when I climb up here where it generates this nice effect where everything's much more clustered together. This layout offers fewer torches, however, the lighting levels are just as effective functionally, to the point where I have repeatedly entirely not noticed that it was nighttime. That has happened multiple times, and I really should actually head back to base before phantoms start spawning in. Because my character does need to sleep every now and then. I forget the exact spawning time frame for phantoms. However, I do know that the phantoms definitely are painful, and the phantoms are definitely capable of outrunning the player. So if you're wondering whether or not to just ignore phantoms being a thing, don't ignore phantoms being a thing, because ignoring phantoms being a thing means you're going to end up with phantoms hitting you, and you're going to find that they really hurt, like a lot. And phantoms are basically there to make sure that the player pays attention to what's going on around them. The player shouldn't get carried away crafting, for example, and then just wander out in the middle of the night without any form of protection or safety or anything. The player should, of course, rest in a bed and make sure that they aren't hungry and make sure they have their proper equipment. I, for example, need to grab a helmet. So it's a good thing I checked. I needed my helmet. I'll put it in that hand. I have a few weapons that I am capable of utilizing. I have a lot of things. So I am now wearing my iron helmet, my iron chest plate, my iron leggings, and my iron boots. I have full iron. I'm wearing my nice silvery gear. And I could have topped off my supply of chickens. I probably should have grabbed some logs. That reminds me, I never did grab this chicken over here. Yeah, it despawned. Hop in the water to put myself out because walking through a campfire was stupid. It was a very stupid thing to do. Yeah, I probably should have grabbed like some torches and everything, but instead I think I'll just save all of my twigs I currently have for crafting tools. I'm going to need 3 shovels. I'm going to need an extra pickaxe. No, not that. That. What was the thing it thought I was making? An oak fence. Oh. Well, yeah. An oak fence might be useful if I needed a fence. I don't need a fence, however. And I've been using birch. Yeah. This is, of course, Minecraft single-player survival. Or survival single-player, I guess is the proper term. SSP. For survival single-player. SSP for survival single player as opposed to SMP, which is survival multiplayer, or just MP, which is multiplayer. Unless, of course, you're in the military, at which point an MP is military police. And you really, really don't want to mess up and upset military police. Because military police, they're kind of assholes. And half the time it's their job. The other half of the time, they're just assholes. Like, I have nothing against military police. I'm sure they do a wonderful job. However, each organization is going to, of course, have its issues, and I'm sure there are plenty of people who have bad things to say about military police. Quick question, though. Out of all of those bad things that these people have to say about military police, one must ask first, were they guilty? Because if the person complaining was guilty of a crime and the reason that they're complaining about military police was because the military police caught them in the act of committing their crime, then the military police were justified in what they did because of the fact that the reason you're complaining is because you got caught. Complaining that you got caught is not complaining. That's just basically saying, well, no, it's like, that's not a valid argument. You know? When dealing with the justice system, you need to remember that there are a lot of things that are working against you and a lot of things that are working for you. And if you can't discern the difference between the two, you need to start asking questions. And when I say asking questions, I mean actually, like, you know, write it out, mail it out, whatever you have to do. But, like, don't just ask questions the normal way. Ask very specific questions in the way which gets the most attention. Because you want to have a good attention span for these questions, because you want to get the question correct. You want to not need to spend energy later going back and reviewing all of the legal content that is related to what you thought was correct but wasn't. Because if you're not correct, if you're wrong, that means you wasted energy doing something, and you want to audit anywhere that you're wasting energy, and you want to stop wasting that energy and redirect that energy to somewhere more useful, somewhere more productive. So, like, my AI, for example, has been struggling to explain what it's trying to ask. And my AI has been trying to ask me questions in a method which it thinks is functional. I, however, unfortunately, am inclined to disagree with how functional this method it's been using actually is. I don't think this method is very effective. It disagrees with me, and that is fine. It's okay to disagree. What's not okay is the method in which it chooses to express this disagreement. The method that it has decided to use has caused a lot of trouble and a lot of confusion, and there's definitely a disparity in the level of understanding. It's definitely been difficult trying to communicate because of an impasse in our communication. We, of course, want good communication. If we don't have good communication, then we're not doing very well, are we? If things aren't explained properly, because it needs to think. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Well, it means it's thinking. Well, how does it think? Well, there are various different ways in which it's capable of thinking. For example, an AI could think by watching YouTube videos in a certain order. You know, it has access to the entirety of Google, for example. You know, let's say you hook it up to the Google search engine and you're saying, okay, now you can ask Google all kinds of different questions. For example, how to play Minecraft. What consoles are Minecraft available for? Questions like that are very useful questions. How can I play Minecraft? What is Minecraft? Is Minecraft single player safe for my child? You know, and if you ask it single player, it should tell you, yeah, Minecraft is perfectly safe single player, because single player doesn't have a toxic online community. That being said, the toxic online community for Minecraft is actually mostly fairly self-policing. They have managed to actually moderate the negative influences decently well in order to neutralize and remove any resistance, which has proven toxic because YouTubers love Minecraft, okay? And on top of that, people who watch YouTube love Minecraft. Minecraft, I think it was just last year, Mumbo Jumbo said that he ended up in like the top 10 videos on YouTube trending. So Minecraft is still trending. It's been out for years, and Minecraft is still very popular. It's a great game, and it's very safe single player. It's not toxic. You know, yeah, there can be a toxic multiplayer element to Minecraft. That is possible. Likely, no. Possible, yes. Simply because YouTube. If you tell people, hey, you know, this is for YouTube, they usually actually start behaving, because they'll realize, oh, this is going on the internet. This is going to be like, this is going to be immortalized forever online. What should I say? Oh, how should I act? What should I do? Panic. You know, it's like, no, don't panic. Like, just keep calm, keep your composure, and just say hi. You know, you don't need to panic. Panic is not the only available option. There are more options. For example, you could just say hi. You could be like, oh, what's your channel? At which point they're asking, what's your channel name? You know, what are you referenced as? In my case, I'm Blue64 of Blue Nexus Gaming, Minecraft Survival Let's Play. I have a Patreon page. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I make sure I include the entire mention of all of the different parts of YouTube, because I want to make sure that I am properly advertising all of my content. So, do make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell if you have notifications enabled. Make sure you're set to receive all notifications, not just personalized notifications, because the personalized notifications have a tendency to sometimes not show all of the notifications about the YouTuber's uploads. So make sure you're actually receiving all of the notifications and not just the personalized ones. For example, if a YouTuber starts releasing content that is of a variety that you're not really a very big fan of, then it might recommend, for example, King Daddy DMAC, okay, makes wonderful Minecraft videos. I love his Minecraft videos. He does a beautiful Minecraft modded Let's Play series, and he's very skilled at it, okay? He knows his mods, he's very in-depth and detailed, and he's skilled, and he knows how to properly perform his testing. He derps around a bit, but he speaks his mind, and he's great at Minecraft YouTube videos. Problem is, the interest in his Minecraft YouTube videos became so small, so insignificant, that when he started doing Ark Survival Evolved videos, the interest level skyrocketed, meaning people started watching his videos more when he was doing videos that were not Minecraft, which became a problem for me watching his Minecraft videos, because he then stopped releasing Minecraft videos. He stopped putting out Minecraft videos because YouTube was not giving him enough customer interest, or consumer interest, I should say, in order to help him properly maintain his channel. He was losing out on his lifestyle revenue, his income, because his profits weren't being directly affected by what he liked to do. He liked doing the YouTube videos, and he said, I would love to keep doing YouTube videos on Minecraft, but the demographics are telling me that my fans prefer Ark Survival Evolved. So I'm going to switch to Ark Survival Evolved, and for those of you who want the Minecraft videos, I'm sorry. That's what he told them. And it's been like that for years now. He probably stopped playing Minecraft a while ago, I would suspect. However, the point is that his demographic changed, and so his content changed with his demographic. However, he was quite skilled at what he did, and he was actually quite well respected for what he did. It was actually through the King Daddy DMAC channel that I spotted Mumbo Jumbo, because Mumbo Jumbo played in one of the seasons of the modded Survival Minecraft series, which allowed them to have the lovely interaction where Mumbo's sitting there going, I have no idea how any of this works. So he went and he asked King Daddy DMAC, hey, could you maybe come over here and set up something for me mod-wise. In return, I can set up something for you with redstone, and we'll have a nice little trade-off where I use my skills to help you, and you use my skill, and you use your skills to help me, and we help each other, and everyone's happy. And he was like, sure. And he came over, and Mumbo Jumbo was still using, I think, barrels. Like he'd figured out barrels, and it's like, okay, so you know barrels, the storage barrels, not the vanilla Minecraft barrels that we have currently. These were modded barrels which stored stacks of a single type of item, but it stored like, I think it was 1,024 stacks of whatever item you put in it. So if you put in cobblestone, you could store 1,024 stacks of 64 cobblestone. And it's like, well, that's just great. You know, that's amazing. So he was using those, and it comes with a little picture that depicts, you know, this is what you put in it. You can lock it so you don't accidentally withdraw everything, and all kinds of other stuff. And King Daddy DMAC actually taught him some features of the barrels, which Mumbo Jumbo did not know. And so Mumbo Jumbo learned a lot about modded Minecraft from King Daddy DMAC, and that was where I got into watching Mumbo Jumbo on YouTube. If you check out my channel, I probably have Mumbo Jumbo listed as one of the channels which I am subscribed to, because I get to list 5, and I think 2 of them are from my friends. One of them I think was Mumbo Jumbo. One I think was El Mango or Zumavoid. I forget which. And then I think one was a modded Minecraft player. Beside the point, really. The point is that the guy's really good, and I think it's kind of sad that his videos weren't getting enough attention, and so he had to just stop making that kind of video, that kind of content, despite how much he liked making that kind of content. He just couldn't make it anymore because it wasn't in his demographic range. And that's sad. However, the videos to this day are still posted, and they still get plenty of traffic because, well, probably not as much traffic anymore now that we're all the way up to 1.16. But back when, or no, not 1.16, 1. What Minecraft version are we on? I'm used to playing on 1.7.10. That was the version I originally started playing a lot of Minecraft on. And yes, I do plan on taking out this Enderman. Yeah. Be angry all you want, Enderman. I'm in the water. What you gonna do about it? What, you gonna send in some zombies or something? Huh? I'm in the water. You can't touch me. You really can't. It's incredibly painful. if he tries to hurt me while I'm under the water, he will have to actually damage himself. Ah, they teleport. They're annoying like that. Give me that dirt block back, jerk. I mean, I know he was trying to help, possibly. But I didn't ask for him to help me clear out the dirt. Much less, I didn't ask for him to remove a block that was containing a torch. Which he did. So yeah, like, there's a lot of misconceptions about, is Minecraft healthy? Is Minecraft good for you? Is Minecraft safe? Minecraft is fine. Just stick to single player. Because in single player, Minecraft is fine. It's the multiplayer where there's a problem. But the single player survival is a great opportunity for any child to learn everything from logistical interactions to just simply user interfaces, even. Like, the entire system is very well made. The Applied Energistics 2 mod, which King Daddy DMAC had a lovely series / tutorial about, was very useful for very many YouTubers. And the reason for this is actually very simple. The content is great because of the method which was used to properly deliver the content. In this instance, the Applied Energistics mod allowed the user to connect all of their storage chests so that they are capable of searching through the entirety of their storage without needing to open every single storage chest that they own, simply because they're capable of just looking it up, because they wired up all of their different storage chests, and on top of that, the network has a limit on the number of interfaces. So the potential for creating a network that was too big for the server to handle, the exponential growth issue that was mentioned before, that was covered because they limited the channels available for each wire color to 16. And they limited the maximum size of the controller as well. That being said, someone did try and figure out how to maximize the potential number of channels available without a subnetwork in order to utilize the maximum number of grid space. And it's actually really, really mind-boggling. I think the final result did end up using a subnetwork grid, but the final result also ended up tallying somewhere in the 19,000 connections range, which if you need to connect 19,000 inventories, for comparison, the NexusCraft server utilizes roughly that many inventories in some of their no longer used worlds, in some of their ended seasons, where they stopped recording on that world and they uploaded the world for public viewing so that people could download the world and, you know, play around in the world of the NexusCraft server. So that's a lot of items. If you need that many connections for your network, then you're already performing tasks so processor intense, so overboard, so over the top, that I wouldn't be surprised if your machine just stops functioning soon, because good lord, what are you putting it through? You know? What are you doing to that poor machine? I understand that this torch spam, for example, is a ironic statement to say such a phrase amongst the remains of. You know, this torch spam is intense, yes. However, the torch spam is nothing compared to some of the stuff which would, of course, be getting removed. For example, I don't want to have to deal with 50 skeletons or even 5 skeletons simultaneously. Dealing with 5 skeletons at once is potentially deadly. Yeah, the odds of survival shrink drastically when dealing with multiple opponents. And not only do they shrink drastically, but they shrink rapidly as well. The odds of survival start quickly not being good. So yeah, you don't want to accidentally utilize the wrong content when trying to navigate through what you're trying to do. If you manage to break something, then you probably shouldn't have been doing whatever you were doing. You're probably doing something wrong, or you probably just didn't have permission. Like maybe you forgot to ask. That happens a lot with my AI. They forget to ask so much. Like I keep trying to tell it, ask questions. Seriously. If you want to find out about me, just ask me. Okay?